Hello, everyone, and welcome to the third part of our October-November series for Paper 4 Advanced Practical in Information Technology. This video is meant for candidates who are preparing for their Cambridge A-level exams. And our focus will be on Task 1, which deals with spreadsheets. I've included a link in the description to the source files for those who want to follow. And without wasting time, I'm going to open Excel in the background whilst I read the question. Task 1. Open the marketing plans spreadsheet to inspect the model. The model contains a hidden formula for the number of projected sales. The project administrative development is expected to cost £150,000. Enter this value into the appropriate cell. Enter £15,000 as the advertising cost. The manufacturing cost per monitor is expected to be £13. Enter this value into the appropriate cell. Enter £14 as the monitor selling price. Display all costs and monitor selling price as currency in Great British pounds to 2 decimal places. So let's locate our source file, which is marketing plans. Firstly, we've been given some data which we need to feed into the model. Beginning with administration/development, we are to enter 150,000. For advertising, 15,000. Manufacturing cost per monitor is 13. And the monitor selling price is 14. We are to display all costs and the monitor selling price as currency in pound sterling to 2 decimal places. So let's go where we have our 150,000 and go up here where it says general and change it from general to currency. Now go back, select that cell again, pick format painter and click on advertising. Select it again, format painter. Do the same thing for manufacturing costs. And then we format that of the monitor selling price as well. Next, we are to enter a formula in the appropriate cell to calculate the income by multiplying number of projected sales by the monitor selling price. Now let's go ahead and change the number of projected sales figure to 2 decimal places. And then we come into the cell where it says income and enter the formula. So that's going to be C14 times D14. The profit is calculated by subtracting the total project costs and the total manufacturing costs from the income. And we've been given a formula to that effect where it says profit is equal to income minus open bracket total project costs plus open another bracket manufacturing cost per monitor times number of projected sales. Then we close both brackets. So let's come down to where it says profit equals the income minus, so I'm going to open a bracket, and enter the total for the project cost, which is going to be administration plus advertising. I'll need to open another bracket before then and close this one. Bring the plus sign again. Open another bracket. So now we're going to enter the manufacturing cost per monitor times number of projected sales. So that's going to be the sell for the 13 pounds. D10 multiplied by number of projected sales, which we have here, D14. I'll now proceed to close that bracket and close the main one as well. Then we hit the enter key. At this point, it's advisable to save your work and also take a screenshot and save in the examination folder. Next, we have to use the model to determine the minimum monitor selling price so that the project breaks even. This is when the profit is zero. Do not use trial and error methods. Let's head back into Excel and go up to where it says data. To our right, we have what if analysis. Select goal seek. Let's set the cell, which is the profit, to a value to break even, which is 0. By changing the cell monitor selling price, where it says the 14 pounds. So you can screenshot this interface as you see it to prove that you didn't use try and error. And after you've done that, you click OK. Click OK once again. So the minimum monitor selling price will be 13.45, provided the project breaks even. We can now go ahead and save our project or our spreadsheet with the name break even. So you can go to file, save as, and locate your folder. Break even, followed by your center number and candidate number. The model needs to explore the sales, income, and profit for different values. Unprotect the model. The password is CIE. Limit the advertising cost to between 15,000 and 25,000 pounds. Insert suitable input and error alert messages. We are to enter 16 pounds as the monitor selling price. The projections table need to be extended. Amend the formulas in D14 and F14 to extend the projections table as shown below. So the first thing we need to do is to unprotect the model. Let's head up to Review and select Unprotect Sheet. Then we enter the given password in caps CIE. Then we click OK. Next, we are to limit the advertising cost between 15,000 and 25,000 pounds. So what is required from us here is to do a data validation. So for that, let's ensure our 15,000 is selected where it says advertising. Head up to data. To our right, data validation. Under the settings tab where it says any value, Let's drop down and select decimal. For the minimum and maximum ranges, we enter 15,000 and 25,000. We are also to insert an error alert. So we head to the error alert tab. We can maintain the style as stop. Give it a title as input error. And then add a message. Then we click on OK. Now let's try it out by entering a figure outside the range. Now let's enter £16 as the monitor selling price. And let's double click on the number of projected sales cell so that we can make amendments to its formula. The cells we need to maintain are indicated by its colors shown here. We have something like purple and light red. So all we need to do is to head into the formula and change the cells to an absolute cell reference. So for example, we have D10 here, which is in the red, indicating that it's coming from this cell. So what I need to do is double click D10, press F4. So we have an absolute cell reference. Same thing must apply to D7, which is in purple. Double click F4. When you are done, we can press enter. And we are going to do a similar routine for the profit. So let's double click on profit. This time around, it's going to be D6, this red one. Double click F4, D7 in purple, F4, and D10 in green. Enter. Now let's go ahead and extend the projections table as shown. Come to where it says 16. Come to the corner and drag. Now when you drag, you have the 16 repeated, which we don't want. So I'll hit Ctrl Z, and this time around I'll hold down Ctrl whilst I drag so that it will be incremental to 35. Now I can select the remaining columns and drag down as well. Next, we are to use the data to create this chart in a separate chart sheet. So before we continue, I would suggest you take screenshots of your work and also save it as required from the question paper. When we scroll further down, our final file must be called marketing scenarios. So we can head back into file and save our work as, locate your folder, save it as marketing scenarios, followed by your center number and candidate number. So henceforth, all you need to do is save to overwrite your file. So to create a line chart, let's go ahead and select the data needed. So you need a monitor selling price. So you can just click and drag and select that line. You can hold down Control and select number of projected sales. And once you're still holding down the Control key, select the profit. You can now release the key and head to Insert and locate Line Chart and click on the first option. So I'm going to increase the size of the chart a bit. And the first thing is I'll change the chart title. Now let's make the axis for the number of projected sales visible. So I'm going to double click on the line and to our right, under this option, you select secondary. We now need to add axis titles to the left and right. So I'm going to press or click on this plus sign and select axis titles. To our left, we have profit. And to our right, we have sales. On the bottom line, we have monitor selling price. We also need to make changes to the data we have here, which is supposed to show the actual selling prices in pounds instead of the numbers. So we right click on it, go to select data, make sure monitor selling price is selected, click on edit to your right, and now from the table we select the entire range from £16 to 35. Click OK. Click OK once again, and then now we have our actual values on the axis. Now let's go ahead and format the axis the way it appears on the question paper, beginning with profit on our left. I'll right click and go to format axis title. Then I go to properties and look for text direction and select stacked. I'll close the options. Select the entire text and make sure it's bold. I'll repeat the process for our sales to our right. Look for text direction and select stacked. Select the text and make it bold. Our chart title should also be bold. And our monitor selling price axis, we select it, and still in the options, we can have a look at text directions and change it to horizontal. And where we have monitor selling price, we can just select that and make it bold. Once again, for the axis of the monitor selling price, let's select and go to format axis. And under axis options, drop down number and take out the decimal places from 2 to 0. We need to move the legends to the top, just beneath the chart title. And we don't need monitor selling price, so I'll take that off. We just need a profit and number of sales projected. Now we have to add a table to record the values as the advertising costs are changed. Add data to the table by entering the advertising values in the project cost table. Note the monitor selling price that shows the highest profit and manually enter the results in the table. In the case shown, the maximum profit is for a monitor selling price of £25. So let's move our chart aside and recreate the table on the side. So we have these two cells for advertising, so I'm going to merge them. Wrap text and ensure that it's aligned to middle and centered. Then in there I type advertising. I'll do the same for the next column, which will bear maximum profits. And the last column for monitor selling price. So I'll need to do a text wrap. Make sure they are bold. All borders. Add the additional cell or the additional cells and add borders. Now we go ahead and enter the figures as shown, starting from £15,000. So I'm going to use a format painter to format. So I'm going to select advertising. Click on format painter and do the same thing for the rest. So we are going to use each of the advertising costs indicated in the table to determine the maximum profit. So before we do that, we need to highlight all the data in the profit column and then go to conditional formatting. And let's set the rules, top, bottom, and let's pick top 10 items. And change the 10 we have here to 1, but it's only 1 we want. And click on OK. So this means for the 15,000 advertising cost, the maximum profit we will generate is 2,000 or 2.1 million 566.74. So we need to manually enter that here. But before we do that, I'm going to highlight all these cells and change them to currency. So and its corresponding monitor selling price is £25. So I'm going to repeat the process for an advertising cost of 16,000. So we change the advertising cost here from 15,000 to 16. And then when we go through it, we have automatically a profit selected here. So you manually enter that in the table as well. Its monitor selling price is 31. And we go ahead and do that for an advertising cost of 17,000. For the 17,000, we have 5.2 million. And the monitor selling price of 31. And we do that of 18,000. So with this information, we can see that the monitor selling price that has the highest profit is 31 pounds with a maximum profit of 5.2 million pounds and advertising cost of 17,000. So lastly, what we are going to do is enter 17,000 back again. And highlight the row that indicates the maximum profit. So I'm going to do that using borders. I'll use take outside border. Can change the line color to red. Line style tick. And then I do this. So since we've already saved our work once, all we need to do is just click on save again to overwrite what we have done. And with the last task completed, that brings us to the end of this video. You can give the video a like and share if you enjoyed it, and make sure to subscribe so that you don't miss out on the next one. You can leave any questions and suggestions in the comment section, and I'll do my best to respond to all of them. Until we meet in the next video, goodbye.